Alright, you saw the title and I just want to go ahead and reiterate that this is the best IEM I've tried for Valorant in R6 under $100. Now, the Simgot EG280 is a V-shaped tuned IEM, meaning it has a lot of bass and it has a lot of treble, but not too much emphasis on the mids and vocals, where the reason why this works so well for gaming is that it provides pinpoint accurate imaging to help you tell where sound cues are coming from. Then the dynamic driver is only in charge of the bass, so it's emphasized and deep, but it doesn't mix in with pretty much everything else to kind of muddy it up and load it up. As for the upper frequencies and like the technicals and pretty much everything else, the microplaner covers that part where it reproduces minor nuances and details of a mix or a game, so it feels like I can focus on one thing at a time effortlessly. However, despite that, albeit subjective statement, you need to know that 1, this is quite mid for music even for someone who likes brighter tuned sets, and 2, IEMs or headphones in general can only do so much in gaming. Let me explain. A game that has a bad audio engine cannot be fixed by your audio gear or EQ, as the audio engine is what dictates how in-game sounds interact with you, so your gear can only emphasize or really lessen what already exists in said game. So with that out of the way, I'll tell you what you get for the $80 or 4,800 peso package, how the EG280 sounds like for everyday use, how's the comfort and the build quality. Then despite the EG280 along with all of these being sent by Simgot themselves, I'm going to tell you why you don't need to spend more than this, specifically if you're only looking to use them for FPS. Now, if you like that kind of honesty, wink wink. And let's start with the technicals. In my experience, when looking for IEM specifically for gaming and for the purpose of gaming, Tonality takes a step back and I focus on how clearly I can locate and separate sound cues, as this dictates how much usable information actually gets through, on which imaging in both Valorant and R6 are quite pinpoint accurate for horizontal sound cues, then good enough for vertical sound cues in R6. Best way I can describe this is, whenever I hear stuff like gunshots, footsteps, abilities, or even drones, I can tell where they came from and from which location they originated at, while I rarely get confused with like vertical and horizontal sound cues. Separation wise, this is where the microplaner plus the more aggressively tuned treble works well, since I can literally count how many people are at a specific location in both titles, find out if they're rushing or baiting, and simply extract a whole lot of usable information, because sounds don't really blend in, which can also be attributed to the detail retrieval aspect, where I swear to God, man, like, it does not matter how many things are going on at once, since like, we're having a clash here with a lot of abilities and you feel like you can just run without anyone noticing. Not when I'm around and not when I'm using this. Best way I can describe this is, if the Hexa had more bass while keeping the technical aspects that make the Hexa good, it would be this. If the Kiwi Ears Aethers kept the details and technical aspects minus the soundstage and like it's less fatiguing, it will also be this. If the EMs XL feels dated and it's just like it doesn't feel worth the $130 asking price, this would be the upgrade. And if I had the money to buy either the Arete 2 or the EG280, I would rather go for the EG280 even if they had the same price, because upon comparing these two, well, the EG280 just provides a better overall value while also being just as great for FPS. However, a sentiment shared by both is the midness of mic, where the EG280's mic sounds like this and the Arete 2 just flat out doesn't have one. This is going to fix that. Yes, this is an ad read, but hey, if you need a microphone for your IEMs that won't get uncomfortable because it's like dragging your ears down after like a few minutes or seconds, then look into the Antlion Kimura microphone. It connects directly to your IEMs, it's comfortable for long hours, and it sounds like this despite having two fans behind and in front of me, well, on my side at max. Then again, that's probably expected as this is from the makers of the mod mic, so hey, check the link in the description if you want a microphone that's actually convenient to use with IEMs. And now let's talk about value. So more often than not, IEMs above $100 are less likely to provide stuff like DACs, a proper looking cable, a case, or even just a proper selection, a good selection of ear tips. Like, I don't understand why these things, which are literally included in some $50 and $30 IEMs, are not more widely implemented. But Simgot did a good thing here, because the Simgot EG280 actually includes a DAC amp with DSP capabilities, which can be used on other IEMs IEMs easily on top of having an actual working app that doesn't really crash randomly in the background, an 8-band PEQ to customize tuning with 10 EQ profiles you can save on the DAC itself, then it also has a bunch of usable presets for gaming and for music. That said though, if I sound like I'm shilling on the EG280, that's because I am. Like, I really do like this a lot. However, as I've said before, nothing is perfect, and the drawbacks here may outweigh the positives for some people, starting with the other accessories, where for every DAC or any good accessory that's included, there's apparently something that companies have to cheap out on, and it's mostly done with the cables. Despite these being at 2 meters long, they're just tangly, thin, it has a lot of microphonics or cable noise when walking, it holds its shape a lot, and the ear hooks are just flat out annoying because the end part right over here just constantly rubs on the backside of my ear since it's too small and it's too stiff. Not to mention, despite the ear tips being albeit decent, it's sadly limited to a small, medium, and large size with the typical wide bore opening plus the short stem, which can work for others, but it's not really going to accommodate more people, as another pain point here would be the shape and the housing size. The EG280 has a similar shape to the Unichroms and the 1 or 2, where it's quite thick over at the width, nozzles are on the shorter end, and this part sticks out like a sore thumb and annoys me, and the entire footprint is just bulky. Now, why does ear tips matter in this scenario? Well, if you're like me and you don't really like deep fitting IEMs, then this will either be annoying or downright uncomfortable like immediately. That's because ear tips that have a short overall footprint will make the entire IEM fit closer to your ear, where I found myself feeling pain on my right ear after around like 2 or 3 hours of continuous use, which may sound long and not too big of a deal, but we all know that 2 or 3 hours of game time is really just warm up, where despite the importance of technicals as well as the accessories and features and so on, an IEM that's made for gaming should prioritize comfort just as much as everything else. Oh, and continuing on the build factor here, despite Simgot including a case with the EG280, that won't really stop scratches from showing up given the chrome finishing on the faceplate, where I scratched them upon like few days of using them. Moving on, when it comes to stuff like tonality, majority of what we hear lies within the 300 to 3K Hz range, where this can be quite overshadowed by the amount of bass plus the amount of treble that the EG280 has, where yes, sub bass all the way to mid bass is plentiful, so the EG280 can be perceived as bassy and punchy, and yes, treble all the way to air is quite well extended, so perceived details and intelligibility are high. But this also causes a lot of the mids, the vocals, and the instruments, and the flat out majority of what makes for a good musical IEM to just be behind. Meaning, the EG280 at default tuning is not something I'll recommend for daily use or your one single purchase if you don't want to play with an app, as I think that this is outright mid for music, especially if you listen to vocal-centric stuff like Iris by Goo Goo Dolls, Boys Avenue covers, a little bit of Adele here, or maybe a whole bunch of Ados music, where I think that K-pop and J-pop are just unlikable with these due to how thin and peaky it can sound. Not to mention, as I've said a while ago when talking about Soundstage and the Kiwi Ears Aether, despite the well-extended treble to air that this thing has, I find that this lacks the depth and width, so Soundstage just comes off like a typical IEM soundstage, where it feels like everything is up close and personal, which is great for a better sense of urgency in terms of gaming, but it can be quite confusing when it comes to vertical sound cues, where stuff happening above and below me comes across as closer than expected, despite the proper directionality that this thing gives. Which is why, although I found this to be good with R6, I'm not really fully satisfied with them, as headphones simply do a better job at presenting depth, height, and so on in terms of soundstage. Then again, I do have to say here that tonality can be tossed up to preference and technicals can be attributed to familiarity, where I rate the Simgot EG280 at an A tier. I'd say that this personally goes above the Hexa, the EM6L, the Super Mid 4, yes, I did not mispronounce that, I meant that, it's mid, and even the Aethers in terms of FPS, minus the soundstage part, then mostly acceptable for music, especially with the provided DAC and app when you actually play with it. Anyway, thank you to Simgot for sending these over and for allowing me to be honest with the review. Huge thanks to this month's members right over here and to people over at the train tier, namely CJ Kings 423 and Humble Shore 1411. Thank you for your support. Alright, that's the Simgot EG280. My name is Charles, and click right over here to watch my top picks for IEMs under $50 last 2025.